Hello everyone, and I am back with another poem from my book, Dario, first in the series. I See Things in Blue. Yay! Okay, yeah, that's all the energy I have. This one, believe it or not, is also called Love because why not reuse the title? In my defense, this one does have a question mark. So it's love, but I will likely never say it like that. I'm just going to say love. And if people know my stuff, they're going to be sitting there thinking, which love? And they'll know when I get started. Um, this one is in here, obviously, because obviously, you're not going to know until I tell you. This one's in here because, for the love of God, the way it questions things, I kind of feel like Dario questions what love is because he does all the wrong things to get love from his parents. They're the villain in the book. It's not a secret. You pretty much know this within the first few chapters because the book is only 50 pages long. So I have to get it out there fast because if I don't do it quickly and punchily, I'm out of pages. So it's not a big secret. They are the villains, but he doesn't see it that way, hence part of his problem. And I think that has a lot to do with, even though I'm uncertain, even though I created the character, with how he originally defines love. This one actually works out well, the same way Rain did, so it's a nice placement to come directly after Rain, the story. Because it leads into, grounding itself somewhere because love is, as cliche as it is, what ultimately helps him figure out what's going on. And this is what it is for him. It's not an easy journey. And that's what this poem kind of describes as love. And so I guess it parallels how his journey with love actually evolved from being toxic to something that he could actually say, you know what, this is the real thing. When he finally, gets to the end of the series and grows. So here I am, reading another poem, and this one is called Love. Love. What does it mean? What is it really? Is it that feeling that makes you all warm inside? That thing that takes you to a world you never knew? Is it something that's traditional? Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and they consummate their relationship with a bond of trust before marriage. Is it all the things they said it would be? No. It's something more. Something so complex it can't be described in this world or the next. It isn't the obvious or what we've been told. It's hard. It's rough. It's compromise. It's change. It's letting go. It's up. It's down. It's not black and white. It's gray. It's unexplainable. It's undefined. It's perfect. It's perfect because of its imperfections. It's so intricate that even the best suspense mystery can't compare to the shocking, unknown, and creative ways in which love can express itself, make itself known. So why do we believe in what we're told? To trust in the obvious, the limited views of what love should be. Love for me is the thing that just is. Why do I love who I'm with? Well, it's just amazing. It's not solid. It's all over the place and it doesn't say much, but that's the beauty of it. It's that thing that simply exists. That's what we should look for. That connection that's so great, so indescribable, that the limitations of the human mind and justification can't label it. That's what I want. Something so magnificent I can't explain it. It just is. Okay. Now I told you all I stutter. And I definitely did this as one of these lines. I tried to say it a few times. It did not happen. And I absolutely refuse to delete this because that's just the way I talk in real life when I'm not kind of monotoning my way through it like I am now and keeping my voice in the comfortable tone. Like, I really like talking here. Sometimes all the words don't come out, but I don't like pushing them out because what happened in this poem, like I'm even still kind of stuttering now, it happens. And I really need to know what I'm doing as I explain, because if I don't know what I'm doing, I will not get to the next line. Like, if I start in real life, I have to keep going. Like, some people will probably edit it out and try to keep it, nice and clean. If I was doing it for the audiobook, that would be different because I do it like music, like a song. And I would go back in and I would cut and paste and put the best words in and have it run smoothly. But since this is a video and it's more like talking to the screen or me actually talking to you, I will fumble and stutter and do things like that when I'm talking to people in real life. So it happened here and it happened hard. I hope you'll laugh because I smiled, but I kept trucking and I finished this poem. Um, and here we are, here we are. Um, so yeah. I definitely don't always like reading this, but once you get into it, and what I love about the irony of me stuttering is that it was, I'm doing it now. It was one, it's perfect because of its imperfections. And I could not get that out. I got it out that time, but it was a struggle when you witnessed it. It was hard. And that's what speech is like for me in general. people people hear me talk and hear me flow because I wing it all the time. And but I'm consciously thinking about how it will come out. Like, I see, even though I do it instantaneously, if you say a sentence to me, I will see about 5 billion different ways that I can respond to it. And I do think about it, even if it seems like I'm speaking immediately. I have like 3 other versions, and sometimes I tell people that, like, I was gonna go with this one, but I felt this would be funnier, and so I went with that. And that's why my poems end up the way that they are, with minimal edits, because while I'm writing, I'm thinking about where I want it to go and what I would have to say in order to get there. Because as soon as I write a line, I'm like, oh, I know where I'm going with this. How do I get there? But then I write another line, which means I have to think further than where I was already thinking in the first place. And it's real easy for me to do that with poetry. And it makes it fun because I have to edit the hell out of novels. And it's so nice to do minimal editing with something. And it's poetry. Like with this one, the only solid choice that I've made to it is that it's hard, it's rough, it's compromise. In order for me to understand that I wanted to emphasize all of those, I gave them all a line. And when I wrote it initially, I wanted my brain to think that I was running into them. It's hard, it's rough, it's compromise. And it would have just kind of flowed into each other. But I don't even know if I did it well this time. But I wanted it to be more like each line is kind of building up on itself all the way down to it's perfect because of their imperfections. Because that's the last line before I have the big run on sentence. And so reading it like it was also a run on sentence with commas after each, it's hard, it's rough, didn't quite land itself to the power of the run on sentence. Like, it just felt like I was doing the same thing. And so by putting on each line, I get the option of getting slightly more louder and reeling some of them back depending on where I want to take it to go, so I can build up to it's perfect because of its imperfections. Unfortunately, I stuttered and I could get it out, but I'm glad that I've been able to say it a few times to explain it to y'all. And my eye contact sucks. You'll notice that I'm looking down at the computer because I can see me, but the camera isn't there, it's up higher. And it's easier for me to look up when I'm reading the poem because they taught us that in church. You read, you look up, you read, you look up. I'm not doing it that well. But now that I'm just rambling, I'm likely going to look down and I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm looking at the keys. So I'm looking even further than the screen on my laptop. I know it drives customers mad because I stay talking to them and not looking in their face because I simply cannot do it. And I think it's very weird that people get, so upset about it. Like, I can talk to you. I do not have to look in your eyes. My ears work just fine. I can also hear you. So just talk to me. It's fine. Just don't expect me to look into your face because it's going to make my social awkwardness very apparent because now I'm looking at you and it's like, why am I looking at this face? And I don't know what to do with that. I never have, and I still don't, and I'm almost 50. And it just ruins the conversation. Like, I start getting fumbling. It's horrible, it's horrible. But yeah, that was mixed emotions. I don't always like reading it. Today it was fun. But here we are. It fits specifically because I would describe the romance in this novel as this. It is not, which is probably why people don't like thinking of my books as romance novels. It's not typical romance novel fanfare. And it's intentional because relationships in real life don't follow those lines. And I like to not force the drama because drama will find its way all on its own. You don't have to create a circumstance for drama to live in. Like a lot of the things where the tension and back and forth comes from is relatable and it's intentional because I want the books to be relatable. I want you to read it and think, you know what, I can see this happening, so that when I do write the fantasy part of the escapism that we expect from writing, when I do write that, you have enough spoons and suspension of belief left to dive into it, even though it's like, no, I can't see that happening. By that point, there's so much going on that's grounded that I can take a leap that you will follow me here, even though it's a little advantageous of me to go there, but just long enough because I'm going to bring it back and ground it again. Because I personally believe, if you don't give enough people relatable information, something they can land in and associate with, then when you do get to the totally, there is no way this would ever happen stuff, which happens a lot in romance, they're not going to have enough laugh to buy into it because if you had them do it for the first 250 pages of a 300-page book and now the book is over. So it's like, this is the end. And personally, I run out of steam. I can't keep doing it. So I need the, escapism parts of reading and movies and those types of things that are absolutely, that would never happen in the scenario in real life that happen. Everything around it has to suck me in enough that I'm not aware when it gets to these points that, you know what, that would never really happen because everything around it is real enough for me to land in it. And that's kind of where this poem called Love comes from. That it is hard, it's exciting, it's failure, it's success, it's up, it's down. Sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's slow. And sometimes you want to wash your hands of it all and just move on. But that is where the beauty lies in its, imperfections. And that with all of that, it's still an amazing experience to have. And so that's where that poem came from. Um, Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm still single, but you never know. There might be something in the water. Um, and I'm done there. I rambled long enough. So that was Love, question mark, from my book, Dario, which is the first in the series, I See Things in Blue. And if you've made it this far, thanks for stopping by.